Hey, what's up guys? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to bring you a quick update on some things happening in the cryptocurrency community. As you can see guys, it is February 6, 2018. We're sitting on a market cap of just over $305 billion. But looking at the graphs guys, everything is still in the red pretty much. We are still maintaining our downward trend with all of our coins and the entire market cap. What would look to be like small little bounce backs are really part of the correction and part of the capitulation phase of what, if you saw my last video when I was explaining the Bitcoin bubble bursting, that is something that is quite possibly what we're dealing with right now is again the capitulation phase of the burst. And if you want to watch that last video of mine, I kind of go into a little bit of explanation here using this chart here. So again, watch that last video, you'll get a better understanding of what I was talking about regarding the capitulation phase, which is more or less this part of where our bubble has burst. So we are going to maintain a downwards trend, guys, from what it looks like here with all of the coins in the market cap, and of course with past experiences here. I know I brought up this right here, this little chart, and I bring up this chart in regards to showing you guys something here. Now this is basically in 2013, and this is the reaction of Bitcoin when it gained a lot of its hype. And if you can see, there's a parabolic curve here with the Bitcoin, and it made the J curve going straight up, and it dropped down, made a double top, and very much like what we are seeing currently with Bitcoin. And of course, look at this, it just kept dropping, sometimes, in some parts of this phase here, you saw Bitcoin go back up in value, and we could possibly see that. But there was obviously a capitulation phase, which is sitting around what looks to be January 15th of 2015. That's when we really had a bottoming out. And then we started seeing the trend of Bitcoin, gain some more momentum, and then started picking back up with its value. And this is carrying all the way over into where we currently are now as of today. So when I'm using this as an example, guys, I'm trying to explain to you that what we're seeing here is basically the process of a bubble bursting, and we're just dealing with the downward trend of this. So we are going to potentially see some sort of capitulation happening, like I mentioned again in the last video, and we're going to see this drop to a point where it's possibly going to bottom out. The only way that Bitcoin can actually get to zero is if everybody pulls all their money out. So eventually this will hit a bottom where any investor who maintained keeping their money in there is not pulling their money out. So it will hit that kind of bottom. And once that happens, I think that we'll start seeing more of our sideways pattern, and we'll also start seeing Bitcoin start picking up some momentum. But when can that happen? Well, who knows? I know that those capitulation phases and times, we didn't see that for quite some time back in 2013. I mean, it hit relatively low. I mean, significantly low, and then it took quite some time for it to gain some momentum to bring us back to where we currently are. So, in my last video, I just out of pure speculation and more of a guesstimate was stating that we could possibly see Bitcoin hit in the $3,000 to $4,000 range before we even start seeing it, correct off and take off for a very bullish run. But that could be some time, as you can see. If we go back to the market cap, Bitcoin is sitting at $6,400 right now, $6,500. So if my guess is that we're going to sit, we won't see this end until we hit $3,000 Bitcoin or $4,000 Bitcoin. We still have some time to go to, on this bearish trend before we get to an end of this. So again, my pure speculation. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. I'm just trying to give you some information based off of my experience, me researching and studying other people and investors and such. You gain a lot of information just by doing a lot of research. That's what I'm trying to do, and trying to provide you some sort of idea to look into when it comes to what's happening with this bubble. And of course, we know that the SEC and the CFTC were meeting with the Senate Banking Committee yesterday or today. I believe it was yesterday, but pretty much out of that, we have what looks to be this paperwork here. This is kind of a conclusion here. So the Committee of Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, February 6, 2018. So this is information by Jay Clayton, the chairman of U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Basically talking about regulations and governance over cryptocurrency, especially within the United States. But what I found really interesting was here on page 5 of the 71 pages here, the very bottom it says, basically, in regards, the SEC is monitoring cryptocurrency-related activities, and as he had stated previously, here at the very bottom, these market participants should treat payments and other transactions made in cryptocurrency as if cash were being handed from one party to another. So when I read into this here, guys, it doesn't say that everything is going to become illegal for cryptocurrency. It just means that heavy regulations are going to take place with this kind of cryptocurrency market, because there is money involved, so government money involved in the cryptocurrency. You have to have money to get involved with cryptocurrency. So obviously there's going to be heavy regulations, and if we're going to have to treat it as if it was cash being handed from one party to another, you have to treat that, if you get taxed on certain situations such as that, you're going to be taxed in cryptocurrency for sure. So at least there's a plus side to some of this information coming out. We're still going to have to see this, kind of clear the air a little bit, and we can start seeing, how these regulations are going to impact the market. But again, it's nothing that's set in stone as far as being a negative aspect. It's just more or less, saying, hey, look, we're dealing with regulations, guys. You're going to possibly be taxed on everything you do when it comes to cryptocurrency. So definitely be on the lookout for more information regarding, what this whole, correlation between the CFTC, the SEC, and again the banking committee, getting together. We could see a lot of changes here in 2018, and I want to end this video here, guys, on one little thing here. I've been seeing this, all over the place because of history repeating itself. But this is an article done 8 years ago regarding how the internet was being mocked and laughed at back in 1995 because stating it will fail. And it was a great article to read, but if you think about it, it's 2018, and we are so far along from this right here, this kind of time frame, that you can easily tell that technology has the potential of taking over and doing very, very wonderful things for anybody, but also when you're dealing with cryptocurrencies. So keep that in mind, guys. We're going to start seeing a lot of things regarding technology involving cryptocurrency. And in my last video, I mentioned that what we're going to want to focus our attention on are things that are focused about blockchain technology. That's where we're going to start seeing the Amazons of the coins and the Facebooks of coins, the cryptocurrencies out here. And when you start getting invested in those guys, that's when we're going to start seeing profits being made. So again, it's a matter of looking into the right companies now, since we were dealing with this kind of this bubble bursting. So interesting read about this, guys. I just found this funny here. One of the parts of the article says, do our computer pundits lack all common sense? The truth is, online database will replace your daily, the truth in no online database will replace your daily newspaper. No CD-ROM can take the place of a competent teacher, and no computer network will change the way governments work. So this is the thought process that was happening back in 1995, guys, and we have people that currently think very similarly to cryptocurrencies. So with that being said, when you're dealing with these new types of technologies, we're going to start seeing people who really don't understand it, and that's going to change the dynamics. And of course, I think the entire dynamics will be changed once technology starts settling into the cryptocurrency world. So thank you for watching, guys. If you like what you see, hit that like button, and if you're new to this page, hit that subscribe button for sure. And again, join me on my Twitter page for I definitely have a lot more communication there. I like communicating here in the channel with you guys just as well. So definitely keep up with that, and check out my my new videos coming out. I'll let you know. If you want to be notified, hit that little notification bell. Outside of that, thanks again, guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.